Hello, in this video I'm going to be talking a little bit about China paint. We have quite a selection of China paints in the studio. They typically come as a powder in these little vials. This one's called Blue Green. We do have a number of test tiles that will show you what all of our colors look like once they've been applied to the pieces. Typically the China paints get fired on after the pieces glaze fired. And it's a very painterly technique with a long history of, if you think about, your grandmother's China paints or China, valuable bone china that has hand-painted decoration. A lot of course, commercially produced things now look like they might be China painted, but they are probably mostly decals that have been added to the pieces. So when you get the vials of China paint, you want to grab a little piece of plexiglass that can work as a palette. Mix a little bit of the powder with a painting medium. This one right here, BC medium, is probably the most commonly used one. However, we do also have these donated large palettes full of lots of different colors of China paint. This particular one is a whole collection of Dresden color China paints. So I'm going to be using that right now. They're all already mixed up, which is kind of nice. I have a old mug here that I've just been playing around with. I don't really like what the surface looks like, so why not try to change it mix it up with a little China paint. So there's lots of techniques with China paints. One thing you need to know is they don't dry. So if you want to layer lots of colors next to each other, you probably want to be firing it between different colors so that they don't get all muddy and mixed together. Sometimes it drips when you paint. If you have a little bit too much of the painting medium, you can see that right here. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to clean that up or not. I think probably not. So yeah, like if I want to use a lot of different colors of China paint, it's probably best for me to fire it real quickly and then do another coat, because it's hard to paint a three-dimensional object when the paint's not drying without firing it, so that you're not smearing your paint all the time. So the China paints, like I said, typically go on top of glazeware, already fired glazeware, and they pretty much look the color that they look in the container, but we do have test tiles. They get fired to cone 018, and so a really low temperature, you should be able to fire them up and allow them to cool in just about a long day, like 12 or 14 hours. Yeah, there's all different ways. You can also airbrush them, but I find that really, really toxic, so I'm not a huge fan of that. That's about it. Thank you. Oh, I should add, it's oil. You need to clean your brushes the way you would clean oil paint brushes. It's not something you can wash out with water and soap. You are going to need to have some mineral spirits or Turpenoid or something like that to very carefully clean your brushes.